Hey guys, this is Pro, and I'm back with another build video that is a sub $1,200, and the number you see in the top right hand corner is actually the number that the build cost. So, if you haven't already watched my Minecraft video episode 1, I was talking about how I'm going to be doing another one of these, but it wasn't anything towards hinting it out of what it was going to be for. This is my future build that I'm wanting to buy when I'm older, or if I have the money here soon. So I'll show you the parts right after the intro. Okay, so our motherboard and our CPU is actually going to be in a bundle because it was on sale for $259.99. It is a FX 8328 core processor, so it will be really good at multi-core handling. So if you're using Sony Vegas or any other kind of video editing, it will be into the higher expectations because it uses 8 cores, so that all 8 can be used at once. But for gaming, this is going to be compared to maybe a i5, or maybe a little bit higher than an i5, so maybe a 3770 or 3570K. I couldn't remember the number, but yeah. And the motherboard that comes with it is compatible of 32 gigabytes up to 2133 megahertz, and the minimum is 1333 megahertz. So that is a pretty good deal. And the RAM we're going to be using is 1866 megahertz, I believe it was. And it supports up to 2 graphics cards at PCIe Gen 3. There are a couple other PCI spots in there, but I don't really like to use them because I actually have no purpose. And the motherboard does not have any Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, so that's not really a downside. It wasn't really an upside. So, but to our graphics card, we're using a Gigabyte Radeon R9 280X Revision 2 Overclocked Edition at 1100 megahertz. It is using 3 gigabytes of our frame buffer, and with their cooling, using the ASIC cooling, I believe it was, or was it WindForce? I'm not too sure with this card, because they change it all the time. But with tri-cooling fans at 80 millimeters each, that card will probably never get over 80 degrees Celsius, and that's fully under load, probably playing Crysis 3. And because of how great the card is at $309, I couldn't resist the price, because this is a gaming special. Like, this is what you will be gaming on. So at $309, that's a pretty good deal. And for our RAM this time, we are using a Vexor Core Series 16 gigabytes, 2 8 gigabyte sticks, so we are going to be using dual channel. We aren't using quad channel, how the motherboard can support up to, but this is just RAM, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It is $179.99, so that is about $20 cheaper than any other type of RAM out on the market right now. But we're getting a higher speed, so that's okay. So to our hard drive, we are getting a Seagate Barracuda 1TB 7200 RPM, so it's nothing special like the RAM. It's just a hard drive. It's mechanical. It fails a lot. It's just buying it for the storage for this build, because an SSD won't hold that much, or unless you're willing to spend over $300 to get a terabyte SSD. And most people don't want that. So instead, I bought a 120 gigabyte SSD Now V300, which I actually have in my computer build right now. This boots in under 8 seconds on Windows 7, and I could probably tell you it boots in under 4 if it's on Windows 8. So, at a Kingston SSD Now for 120 gigabytes at only $67.98, that is a pretty good deal for a SSD, especially at 2014. So our case is one of my most anticipated builds that I'm wanting to buy this year. I'm just waiting for payday to come, and I'm most likely picking up this case. As you can see in the picture, it looks like an absolute beast. And from my opinion, it is a beast. Like, it has a panel where your power supply will go underneath of everything, so your cords won't be showing, nothing will be showing. Your motherboard and your CPU and your graphics card will be the only thing showing through that window. It has three fans included in the front, pre-installed, one in the back, and then you can even put a 240 millimeter reservoir in the top, or you can put a tri-fan reservoir, not a reservoir, radiator in the top. God, I was trying to figure this out. Not really into the water cooling yet, but I'm gonna. So, like, this case is an absolute beast, and the color of red and black looks super sleek, and when it says no power supply, I couldn't really care less because I don't really use generic power supplies with my builds, because if it shorts out, they won't even worry about covering it. So at $109.99 for that, just the case is an absolute baller case. And because it doesn't come with a power supply, we had to pick one of our own. And I personally chose a FXX 850 watt Core Edition single rail ATX power supply. It is 80 plus bronze, and that is a pretty beast as power supply, because when it says 80 anything on it, just buy it. If it's cheap, buy it, because they will protect your stuff. And as the power supply looks, it looks absolute baller. It looks like something that an army person could use, like literally shoot a 50 cal bullet through it and it would probably live. But no, after mail-in rebate, it comes to $79.99. So, and it's a NVIDIA SLI ready, and that seems pretty baller for the price. So that's why I chose it, especially at 850 watts for the $79.99. It was one of my choices because if you're willing to buy something high-end, you should be able to get a high-end power supply with a higher-end 80 plus. I wasn't going to go for an 80 plus gold because I couldn't really afford it with this build, because I wasn't really looking for it, and neither was I looking for a modular power supply, because if this was my future build, I wouldn't really care about the wires because I can make a pretty neat case with all the wires hidden. So, yeah. So if you haven't already entered my giveaway, it will be linked in the description. It's for a GTA 5. It's going to be ending here within a couple weeks, 1 or 2 weeks from now, soon as the game gets released. But if it gets delayed like they're saying right now, I saw some forums saying it was going to get delayed to early 2015. I'm going to actually have to postpone the giveaway and get you guys a different game, something that is going to be released this year, or something that already has been released. Or if you guys are wanting a price of a game but as a component, so if you guys need a new motherboard, I will buy that for you guys. Or if you guys are needing a new CPU cooler, I can get that for you guys as well. But that's only if the GTA 5 doesn't get released in 2014. So stay tuned for that, so subscribe just in case if the delay happens. You guys can make sure you guys hear about it right here for that giveaway. But if not, keep on entering in that giveaway, because you will have a chance to win every day you put in a comment. So that's a pretty good deal for a free game. So as soon as we hit 50 subscribers, I will possibly do a $20 Steam giveaway card for free. All you're going to have to do, it's going to be hosted for 1 week, but that's only if we hit 50 subscribers. So get all your friends to subscribe to the channel, and we can host a giveaway again. One that's money-wise or game-wise. So thumbs up to that, and I will see you guys in the next one.